Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Brumfield here at Rogers Pet Clinic and wanted to go over some basic, kind of frequently asked questions on heartworm disease and heartworm prevention for dogs and cats. So basically, a very common misconception with heartworm disease is how it's transmitted. A lot of people assume it can be transmitted from other dogs, and that's not the case. It's through mosquito bites directly. We see quite a bit of mosquitoes here in Minnesota, obviously, so it's very important that we talk about heartworm disease and try to keep all of our pets protected against it. Heartworm disease, once a dog is bit by a mosquito, takes approximately 6 months for the larva from the mosquito to develop into an adult heartworm. Once it becomes an adult heartworm, they become very difficult to kill with any oral medication that we have and we can administer. That's when a dog would probably test positive to heartworm disease approximately 6 months after they've tested or after they've been exposed through a mosquito bite. So that's why we recommend yearly testing for these guys. Is a lot of times it takes several months for them to develop clinical signs, and it takes several months for them to even show up positive after they've been exposed. There's a few things that we can do that are very simple to try to prevent heartworm disease. There's a lot of different products on the market out there, all of which are really fantastic. Here at Rogers Pet Clinic, we prefer Simparica Trio is a really good all-in-one prevention. We're not going to talk about the flea and tick portion of that, but mainly for heartworm disease, it does a fantastic job at preventing heartworm disease. Prevention's kind of a misnomer. Heartworm prevention really is a treatment. So essentially we're treating heartworm. Any of the larvae before they get to 6 months of age can be killed with that monthly pill that we're giving. And so the longer that worm matures along that 0 to 6 month range, the harder it is to kill. So that's why giving monthly heartworm prevention or treatment is really important. The sooner you give it every month, or if you give it on time every month, it's very, very effective, 100% effective at killing those larvae in the bloodstream. And so prevention's kind of a misnomer, really treatments. And so where I also see people fall into problems with the heartworm prevention is people will stop giving it in the winter months, which can be an issue for many reasons. And the biggest is if a pet is bit by a mosquito in November and you gave the last dose of heartworm prevention November 1st, it's a treatment, if you remember, and so that larva is going to thrive and do well all winter and develop into a mature adult worm. And then in the spring you have a heartworm infection that we can't do anything for, and we have to do more aggressive treatments with injections and more expensive and painful treatments. And so for that reason, we really encourage owners to give heartworm prevention year-round to protect their dogs. Cats are even a little bit more difficult. So cats can get heartworm disease as well. It's hard to test them for it. The majority of cats have male heartworms. Our common tests that we run test for female ovarian antigen in a heartworm, and that circulates through the bloodstream when a dog has a heartworm infection, and most dogs have female worms. And so in cats, we can't really test them readily for it, and so it's important if your cat has any mosquito exposure whatsoever, even if they're indoors only sometimes, that they are on monthly. Revolution is the product we recommend for your cats, and so that is also important to keep in mind to protect them as well as the dogs. So I hope that helps. We're not going to talk much about treatments at this point. Hopefully the goal here is prevention and not having to treat. Treatment can be expensive, it's painful, it's injections in the patient's lumbar muscles in their back. You have to restrict them for 6 months of activity. It's really a big deal to treat, and so prevention really goes a long way to avoiding this. And so I hope this helps. If you guys have questions, you can always give us a call here at the clinic, and happy to talk more.